I brought my chorizo here because he watched
Yay!
me.
Chorizo?
And chorizo, the only thing he said that he would like in the next movie to have more wiener dogs.
More, we don't. You're right. I mean, I chorizo's 100% right. Great name, by the way, for a wiener
Thank
dog.
you. Oh, okay. All right, calm down, chorizo. So I have to ask, what was it like bringing these dogs' personalities to life and giving them voices and kind of like them not being like the innocent, cute dogs that we might see in like cartoons and whatnot, and kind of giving them real life personalities?
Yeah, I mean, I was just so excited by the prospect of like, I mean, you're a dog owner. I've owned dogs my whole life and been around dogs. I actually adopted one of the dogs from the film, so I now have little Reggie the puppy in my house and Will Ferrell running around in my house. So, I like for me as a dog owner, I've always given my dogs voices, right? You just do. I think when you hang around, you just start making up voices for your dogs. And I don't know about you, but my dogs have never not sworn and never not sort of had a bit of attitudes that feel much more like, yeah, an R-rated movie. They've never been sort of in the PG genre when they talk to me. So it just, I think that was just fun to say, what if our pets, spoke more like we do? And I don't see why they can't. And just the idea of taking a genre like the dog movie, which I love, and saying, well, why does it have to be only relegated to kids? Why can't we take that same genre and just tell a funny R-rated comedy where our protagonists, our main characters, happen to be dogs, which is really what I did when I set out to make the movie.
Yeah, it was so funny. I actually ended up watching it twice. Because my
Ah,
husband has a cane corso, and it was funny because we feel like his personality is gonna be like the really like, happy, kind of like dopey dog, whereas
yes.
Rizzo here is like angry and is always
Angry all the time. By the
always
way, you know who
arguing with
owns
me.
two cane corsos? Did you know that Jamie Foxx's two dogs are cane corsos?
Oh wow. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
King and Kong. They're
Oh
amazing
wow.
dogs. Yeah,
Ours is called Nemo. Funny
nice.
enough.
They're very sweet dogs. Yeah,
So sweet. Chorizo just wants to buy everything,
yeah,
but I love him, but he's definitely got attitude. So,
yeah.
was there any crazy moments kind of working with the dogs on set and anything that kind of like happened? I know it's like very hard to like control animals at times.
Yeah, I mean, I think every day was some mixture of craziness. It would always be, and we had scenes with 40 dogs, like as you know, in the dog pound. That was all, real dogs all together. At any given moment, the dog that plays Hunter, the big cone right behind your head there, the big Great Dane, voiced by the amazing Randall Park. That dog was had very little training prior to the movie. All three of our four dogs had no training prior to the movie, other than Maggie. So, gives you a sense of when we first started filming, and they had obviously got some training a couple months prior. But he would get what are called the zoomies, which you may be familiar with if you're a dog owner, where dogs just start running in laps super fast because they just get very excited about something. So he is a 150, 160-pound dog with a giant cone on his head, would just start tearing through the film set, smashing into lights and C-stands, and was very funny. But yeah, I mean, it was just constantly things like that. You never knew what you were going to get on any given day.
What was the process in kind of like figuring out like who would play like which dog and which type of dog and like linking like the actor's personality to like the type of dog that we're gonna play?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of pointed both things towards the character. So I started by casting the dogs and the dog breeds, and I thought about, okay, what look would convey that dog's personality best? Because I knew I wanted to use real dogs, and I wanted their kind of resting dog face to convey their emotion like right away. So when you saw Reggie like behind me, he just looks happy. He looks, and Bug looks kind of like a tough guy with a little bit of attitude. And so that was step one, is kind of finding the right dog. And then we actually cast the voice actors about a third of the way into shooting. So it was after I'd cast the dogs. And then it was the same process of asking what voices would really marry well to the characters. And of course, you think of like who can do naive, sweet, innocent better than Will Ferrell. And it's like no one. He's just the best. You think of Buddy the Elf and so many other great roles. And then Jamie Foxx, who I've always been dying to work with, and is just such a talent. So funny, and you kind of forget his comedic chops. He was a stand-up actor and was on In Living Color, and so funny. So you just start working your way through and pairing. And Isla Fisher, who's just whip smart and hilarious, and of course she is Australian, but not the only reason that we cast her as an Australian Shepherd, but just such a funny comedian. And Randall Park, who I'd worked with and I just love, and just the idea of him being this giant dog but very sweet just really clicked for me. And he's just such a talent and so funny and kind of a secret weapon that most of the rest of Hollywood has discovered. He's no longer a secret weapon, but I've always loved Randall.
Thank you so much. I love the film. That's all I had time for, but I would love to see another movie with some wiener dogs.
All right, Chorizo, get your acting chops
He's
ready.
first in line once he stops chewing everything else.
Start putting him in acting classes right now. We'll see how
Yes.
Chorizo's ready.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Thank you, Alyssa. Bye.